Welcome everyone, my name is Thomas and this is my first proper YouTube video. Today we'll be talking about the OKC Thunder and their exciting future in the NBA. I'm a huge OKC Thunder fan myself, so I thought it would be fitting to make my first YouTube video on them. Let's get straight into it.
Now let's start off by talking about the superstar, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and let's congratulate him on making All-NBA first team and the amazing season he had. Let's talk about Shai's scoring ability. He just proved that he is capable to be a top tier scorer in this league by being 4th in scoring this season, averaging 31.4 points per game. A great thing about Shai is his efficiency on the offensive end. He had a true shooting percentage of 62.5%, while shooting 51% from the field and 90% from the free throw line this season. We all know how efficient Shai is on the scoring side of things. But Shai is not just a scorer in this league, as he averages just under 5 rebounds per game and 5.5 assists. SGA is not just the top offensive player, he is also a terrific defender. Throughout this past season, he averaged 1.7 steals and 1.1 blocks per game, and the blocks was highest among guards in this league. Basketball Index also shows that Shai was in the 97th percentile for steals per 75 and 90th percentile for deflections per 75. To touch back on Shai's playmaking ability, according to Basketball Reference, Shai is in the 97th percentile for playmaking talent in this league. With Shai being a top scorer in this league, he scores a lot of his points from isolation plays and points in the paint. His isolation and finishing abilities are in the 97th and 99th percentile in this league, which means that Shai is an amazing one-on-one player and arguably the best isolation player in this league. Shai has already established himself as a top player and scorer. He is going to be playing a very big part for this team in the future to hopefully lead us to an NBA championship. Josh Giddey, the 6'8" guard from Australia. No one would have expected Giddey to be this good this soon. Giddey averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds and 6 assists throughout the season. Giddey was very impressive and was much improved player from his rookie season. A clear standout of Giddey's skills is his playmaking and passing ability. Giddey is in the 97th percentile for playmaking talent, 90th in passing creating shots, and Giddey is next level with his passing that you just can't explain. He is already a top passer in this league at age 20. With Giddey being at 6'8", he is an amazing rebounder for a guard, where he ranks in the 92nd percentile among guards in offensive and defensive rebounding. A very clear improvement area for Giddey coming into the season was his shooting ability. Giddey definitely showed that he has been improving his jump shot. He improved his field goal percentage from 45% to 48%. And then he improved his 3-point percentage from 29% to 32% in just one off season. He was always showing improvement during the season, where his 3-point jumped up to 34% post All-Star break. It is also huge that OKC has a guy like Chip England to help him improve his jump shot. Giddey also seems like he will be an amazing player and a very key part to this team. He showed this especially in the first play-in performance against the New Orleans Pelicans, where he put up an amazing 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 dimes. Giddey just has to improve his jump shot and his turnover rate, and he will be an amazing player in this league. And I believe Giddey having a 3-point shot is key for OKC's chances to be very good as a team. Who would have thought that Jalen Williams would have finished second in Rookie of the Year at the beginning of the season? Even though J-Dub started slow in the beginning, he was thriving since the new year, and especially post All-Star break. J-Dub's post All-Star break averages were 18.6 points per game, with an outstanding shooting percentages of 54% from the field, 42% from 3, and 88% from the line. Along with these averages, he also averaged 5 boards per game and 4 dimes a game, which shows that he has a lot of potential as a rebounder and especially a playmaker. What stands out about J-Dub is his efficiency on the offensive end. He had a true shooting percentage of 59.5%, which proves he had great efficiency, especially as a rookie. On top of J-Dub's offensive game, he also showed amazing potential on the defensive end. He showed this by having some tough assignments and did really well throughout the season. He also shows this through his versatility as he can guard multiple positions. He was in the 93rd percentile in steals per 75, and he also had a defensive RPM of A- in the league. To go back on J-Dub's playmaking skills, he has shown that he can be an amazing playmaker in his future. He was in the 88th percentile for playmaking talent in this league. He was also A- in finishing talent. J-Dub really impressed me this season, and he has shown that he has amazing potential and seems like he could definitely be an all-star in this league. After this rookie season, I have high hopes for J-Dub, just as all other OKC fans should.
Let's not forget about Chet Holmgren, the number 2 pick in the 2022 draft, who unfortunately missed the entire NBA season. Everyone knows who Chet Holmgren is, and the potential he has as a player, with the amazing offensive skill set he has, and his amazing defensive ability. We all know that Chet is an amazing rim protector and shot blocker with a 7'6" wingspan. Chet is very quick, moving off the ball to contest shots around the rim, which makes him a very good asset for this team. The Thunder's struggles on the defensive end was mainly because of rim protection, height, and rebounding. Chet will come in and fill all these holes for this team. Now for the offensive side of things, Chet has a very impressive shot for a 7-footer, as he is able to step back and be a very capable shooter. His ball handling skills is also amazing for his height, and his pick and roll game will be huge for this team. Guys like Giddey and Shea will benefit from this big time, as defenses will now have to focus on Chet as well as Shea and Giddey, as Chet is able to pop or roll from a screen. Now Chet is definitely the missing piece for this Thunder team, and he will make this team much better than what it already is. He fills all the gaps and holes in the Thunder's offensive and defense, and he will be an amazing addition for this team.
Lu Dort. To go from an undrafted rookie to a starter and one of the best defensive players in this league is just an amazing story. Lu Dort's biggest attribute is no doubt his defensive skills. He just brings a certain toughness and attitude that this team needs. He is always guarding the other team's best player and will always show up in the clutch defensive moments. He ranks 93rd percentile in off-ball chasing and in the 80th percentile in on-ball defense, which just shows he's an amazing defender. While Dort is a magnificent defensive player, there is some areas of improvement for him on the offensive end. Dort firstly needs to improve his three-point shot. Now, he does shoot 42% from corner threes, but overall, he needs to shoot much better from the three-point line to succeed. He also needs to improve on his finishing ability and shot selection to thrive while being on this team. If Dort can improve his three-point shot and finishing ability, he will be the perfect fit for this team, as his defensive impact is just amazing. Even though Dort needs to improve on the offensive end, his defensive skill set makes up for it for now. I am still always ready to go to war with Dort, as he has showed this in key moments in this team. He had an amazing Game 7 performance in the bubble against the Rockets, and then he also showed it in the playing game versus the Pelicans with a huge 27-point performance. He has showed that he is ready to bring everything in must-win games, and that gives me hope for Lu Dort on this team.
Mark Daigneault is the current head coach of this young Thunder team. Daigneault has so far done an impressive job leading this team past expectations. He seems to be a good defensive coach, as he led last year's roster to be a top 10 defense in the league, and on the other hand, also had the Thunder at the 14th best offense in the league, which resulted in the team having a top 10 net rating. As a Thunder fan, I really like Mark as a young head coach for this young team, and I think he is a great coach that can lead this team to where they want to be. I'm really interested to see what Mark does with Chet coming into the team and see what he does next year. OKC also has a bunch of young good prospects and role players on this current squad that would potentially be a great player for the Thunder in the future. First of all, I am super excited for the young 20-year-old Ousmane Dieng and his potential. I believe that Uz can break out as a great wing player that can create his own shot and be a terrific defender. Uz has had some amazing flashes of his potential in his young career, and hopefully he can put some of that together in the upcoming future. We also have Cason Wallace, the number 10 pick in the recent draft. Kaysen is an exciting young guard that is a beast on the defensive end and is a good playmaker. He just needs to improve his 3-point shooting for him to be very playable on the court. I believe Kaysen will get minutes this season due to his defensive efforts, and if he keeps his offense consistent, he will definitely play a lot of game time. We also all know who Poku is and what his potential is as a player. I do feel like this season is Poku's last chance to prove himself. He just needs to be healthy and become a great spot-up shooter, as he is already a really good rim protector. Isaiah Joe is also another piece to add to this roster that can come in and be a spark plug. Joe shot 40% in the recent season and proved himself as a player. Joe was also solid on the defensive end, which earned him more minutes. If Joe can keep this shooting and defensive efforts up, he will be a terrific player. The 29-year-old rookie Misic is an exciting player that I'm hoping comes into the team and impacts the team straight away. He is a former EuroLeague MVP, and I expect him to be a great shooter and facilitator coming off the bench. Jay Will is already a fan favourite. Hopefully he can keep up his good end to his rookie season by being our backup big. Jay Will drew the most amount of charges in the NBA and can also space the floor and play make for the Thunder. As I said, he is already a fan favourite, and I love his defensive efforts and energy while on the floor. I also really like our backup wings, Aaron Wiggins and Kenrich Williams, who are always players that will come on and do their role, whatever is needed in the game. And don't forget about all the draft picks that the Thunder have. Thunder could use these picks to get more top players and young talent, but also could use these picks as a future asset in a trade if a star becomes available. Overall, I believe that this young Thunder team has a massive future ahead of them. As a big OKC fan myself, I am most definitely excited for the future and have high hopes for this team. Hopefully this team can make a push to make the playoffs next season in the difficult West. I think that this team will be really good in the upcoming years and will have a massive chance to win one, if not multiple, championships. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll be uploading my predictions video for the season very soon.